And we welcome you back inside the Rizal Memorial Coliseum in Manila for the continuation of day number 1 of the 2024 ABC Challenge Cup for Women. And it's down to the final game of this Wednesday night. We have Australia going up against Chinese Taipei as we see the players getting set, arriving at the venue here in Manila to face each other off. It's the first time they're playing in this tournament for this, of course, month here in Manila. And of course, they will face multiple teams throughout this week until May 29. But once again, this is day number 1 of our coverage live on One Sports, on Pilipinas Live, and of course on One Sports Plus. Thank you for joining us for our coverage. Dip Bianco alongside Aiel Estaniero calling this match. Aiel, day number 1 is always exciting. These teams are looking forward to facing each other, getting a feel of how these teams have prepared for this tournament.
And we have an interesting game at hand. Australia finished 6th in the last edition of ABC Challenge Cup. Meanwhile, Chinese Taipei finished 3rd. So it's really going to be interesting. Both teams really would want to start strong this edition of ABC.
Oh, you put that context importantly because Australia, of course, they're parading a more experienced team. Meanwhile, ito namang Chinese Taipei, they're a younger team compared to this Australia squad. So let's take a look at the lineup in just a bit. Aiel, as you mentioned, Australia, this is their lineup. We see a lot of familiar names for them as we break it down for our viewers.
And then for Australia also, they entered the tournament. They're ranked 59th in the FIVB World Rankings. Players to watch out for, they have Caitlin Tipping, who was a former U.S. NCAA Division I player. They will be led by their captain, Michaela Stevens, who is also their setter. And they have an all-around outside spiker and Caitlin Wincup, and another middle who has been active all throughout for the squad, Kara Inskip.
That is their core. Talking about Australia, meanwhile, for Chinese Taipei, we mentioned a lot of these players born in the early 2000s. So it's a young team for Chinese Taipei.
But in terms of FIVB World Rankings, Chinese Taipei is actually ranked 44th. And again, they finished 3rd in the last tournament. Out of, Asian teams, Chinese Taipei has consistently been one of the tougher teams next to China, Japan, Thailand. And again, they will be led by their captain, Chang Yun Ting, who is also a libero.
As we take a look at the captain for Australia, we talked about Michaela Stevens and her experience for the Green Shirts and their squad. Looking forward to their matchup against Chinese Taipei. On the other hand, their libero captain, si Yun Ting Chang, as we take a look at her getting ready as well. It's not usual that you have a young captain, but she is taking on this task for Chinese Taipei.
And it's going to be interesting for Australia. One of their advantages will definitely be their height. We saw how tall they are in the lineup. Meanwhile, Chinese Taipei always been known for their speed.
As we take a look at the updated Pool A standings, so far a while ago, early this afternoon, India winning in straight sets over Iran.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and mabuhay! Welcome to the Rizal Memorial Coliseum for the AVC Women's Challenge Cup 2024. We're on our match number 4 in the preliminary phase of Group A. Let's now meet the two teams on the court. First, the team from Australia. And their opponents across the court, the Chinese Taipei. Let's meet our match officials. Our first referee is Hong Shi-young, international referee from Hong Kong, China. And our second referee is Ong Yun Kwang, international referee from Singapore. Introducing the starters for Australia. Beginning with their team captain, setter number 3, Michaela Stevens. Outside hitter number 4, Caitlin Tipping. Opposite spiker number 9, Emma Burton. Middle blocker number 11, Cassie Dodd. Outside hitter number 23, Ella Shelbort. And middle blocker number 25, Kara Inskip. Their starting libero is number 8, Alicia Sims. The head coach of Australia is Russell Bourgeau. Presenting the starting lineup for Chinese Taipei. Beginning with their outside hitter number 3, Xu Fengmin. Middle blocker number 4, Lin Saizan. Outside hitter number 5, Lin Liang Tai. Opposite spiker number 10, Wang Shunjia. Middle blocker number 13, Pao In Shi. Setter number 18, Jiang Chun-yi. And their starting libero is number 9, team captain, Chiang Yun-ting. The head coach of Chinese Taipei is Shun Yu-an.
Let's take a look at the starters for Australia. You have Dodd, Shelbort, Stevens, Burton, Tipping, Inskip, and Sims for Coach Russell Bourgeau. Meanwhile, for the young Chinese Taipei squad, we take a look at their lineup. You mentioned they have their libero captain in Yuting Chang. Of course, the rest of the starters, Wang, Lin, Su, Pao, and Zhang. As we are all set to begin this matchup inside the Rizal Memorial Coliseum for day number 1 of the ABC Challenge Cup for women. And this is going to be a week of competition until May 29. Multiple teams have joined 2 pools, specifically IL grouped into 5 each will face each other. This one that we're covering is for Pool A specifically.
The same pool where Philippines will play.
And we see a rally to start this match for the first point. Captain Stevens sets up the play, kept alive by Chinese Taipei. And that's blocked for the first point of Australia.
The rally, so how scrappy the floor defense of Chinese Taipei was. But again, Australia will try to maximize their advantage here, which is their height. A solid block on that one earlier.
Well, you also see early on the length of Australia, but for a young Chinese Taipei team, they also have the height. They don't lack in that aspect. Good angle there, and it's a point coming from Huang on that cut shot.
A good angle on that one, avoiding the blockers, avoiding the floor defense. That's what Chinese Taipei can do here against Australia. Try to play smart, try to find the holes in the floor defense.
1-1 to begin here in set 1. Good serve. They go back set, and the attack coming from Burton, and that drops.
High hands on that one. Attacking on top of the blockers.
Chabort with a serve. It's a good one. Tough set. Kept alive by Australia. Gonna give up a free ball. The captain picks it up. Combination, and it works. As the point goes to Fan Min Chu.
Perfect execution of a combination play there. Only one blocker. Found a hole on that one. This is what they need. They need to make the blocking, the net defense of Australia work here. They can't make it easier for them.
Good action to begin set number one. Final game of this Wednesday. And a service ace for Chinese Taipei to overtake here in the opening set.
Strong serve on that one.
That comes from Tsai Zhen Lin. Stevens back sets. Kept alive by Chinese Taipei. And cross court and a point. That's a 2-point lead now for Chinese Taipei.
And Chinese Taipei really looking organized from offense to defense. They know who to set. They look cohesive so far.
Take a look at what happened in that last play. Four serving two. It's the Lin serving for Chinese Taipei. Stevens sets up the play. Powerful hit coming from Caitlin Tipping.
And this is what Australia is capable of whenever they get the good first ball and whenever they are in system. They have the height, but they also have the speed here. Almost no blocker there for her.
Dodd will serve. 3-4. That's too long. And a free point given up.
Australia could not maximize on that one.
Oh, and a service ace. Twice now that Chinese Taipei have had an ace.
Service is looking good so far for Chinese Taipei. Even off the hands of the libero.
3-point lead. 6-3. Chance once again for Chinese Taipei. They go back row on the off speed. Another play. Picked up this time. And good read coming from Kara Inskip.
Inskip again. Maximizing, taking advantage of the height on that one. Great sense of urgency there. Simple play.
Four serving six. Oh, the running spike. You see the variation of attacks coming from Chinese Taipei.
And have to credit their setter here, Zhang Chenyi, who has been orchestrating the offense smoothly so far.
Stevens, back row hit. And it's a point coming from Burton.
Burton has been activated a couple of times already, scoring some good points here, even from the back row.
Still a 2-point lead for Chinese Taipei. And Chinese Taipei answers back courtesy of Yang Tai-Lin.
Almost an out of system on that one. But take a look at that angle again, avoiding the blockers. Risk action, putting some speed on that attack.
Stevens. Oh, the 1-2.
Again, height is their advantage here. Take a look at that length. Great dump there. Great timing as well. No one anticipated that one.
Catching the line on that play. And they stay within 2 points. Lin again. This time she's denied. The pipe attack. Good dig. Oh, but miscalculated by Burton.
Oh, Burton was trying to go down the line while facing cross court in that one. Did not have the best ball control. Was not in the best position as well. Missed opportunity there for Australia.
Stevens sets up the play. Tipping, unable to get the point. Lin once again draws a player, a blocker from Australia, and it's a net violation.
And you mentioned earlier the variety in the attacks of Chinese Taipei here, really making Australia work on that floor defense. Even force them to commit that net error in the sequence. Take a look at this replay. There you go.
On the landing, that was Dodd. Cassie Dodd clipping the net. It's a 4-point lead now for Chinese Taipei, the biggest here in set 1 so far. That went too high for Lin. Good response.
Chinese Taipei was able to read that one. Still a rebound for them. Unfortunately, the trajectory of that ball was just too difficult for their libero captain.
Stevens with a serve. That is rejected, and back-to-back points for Australia.
Australia starting to read the offense of Chinese Taipei better this time. 2 blockers there. Solid block.
If there's one thing they can do, assert their advantage with their height and the blocking. Oh, but that sails out, killing the momentum of Australia.
And this is their second service error already. I mean, they've had a couple of opportunities to gain momentum, but you know, an error in the serve gives the opponent a chance to keep the momentum here.
And that's a couple of errors for Australia, but Chinese Taipei have a couple of aces. A good answer though for Cassie Dodd.
Again, they have the advantage in the height here, so they need that first ball. They want to activate their middles for quicker transitions.
9-11. Good serve. Denied. And another block for Australia.
And whenever Chinese Taipei is out of system, Australia having an easier time to read their attacks here. No coverage again on the side of Chinese Taipei.
They have come within a point. 10 serving 11. Momentum on the side of the green shirts. Kept alive. Tipping with a tip. And it works.
Right now, we're starting to see a variety of attacks as well from Australia.
And we see some of the Australians, the Aussies, have come to the venue to support. And we have a tied game at 11-all here in set number 1. Good serve. To the middle. As Lin apologizes, that sportsmanship. Crossing over to the other side.
A great set to the middle there. And Lin just delivering the point of that Be Quick attack.
That's Shanyi Zhang setting for Taipei, who was born in 2006, just turned 18 years of age last April 4.
Again, we mentioned this is a very young lineup for Chinese Taipei. But again, you know, in terms of world rankings, they are currently 44th. And next to Japan, Thailand, and China, they have been consistent as you see this time out from Chinese Taipei.
Priority get to your person, but still waiting to help. Yep.
Even if I miss like a half, like
Yeah, absolutely. And we can play B position, but all right, that was a bit of a scuddy. Look, if we can get the pass in there, we can dominate through the middle. I know it's not easy, but keep pushing through, stay calm on the pass, attack that, let's run middle when we can. Here we go.
number 10, the big oppo, she's coming, yeah?
Yeah, Oz.
Timeout called by Australia coach Russell Bourgeau, saying that if they have the chance, try to go to the middles. That's where they're getting some of their points.
And he was also pointing out that they need to be more steady in their passing, because that will give them more opportunity to set up the middles here.
Yeah. It's a 2-point lead so far for Chinese Taipei. That after Australia was able to tie it up at 11 all after trailing by 4 points. Taipei now back up by 2, 13-11. Stevens goes to the middle as instructed.
Great response after the timeout. The perfect execution, perfect first ball, and perfect setup to the middle. Avoiding the blockers in that one.
With some speed on that play. Lead down to a point, 12-13. Oh, not the best first ball from their captain. Easy over. Stevens back sets on the opposite. That works. And a point from Burton.
Again, the good first ball. Everyone is a threat on the front row of Australia. Burton this time hammering that one in on top of the blockers.
Another deadlock at 13 all. Better reception this time. And they do the same thing. This time, Shunja Huang will get the point.
And Zhang Chenyi delaying that set, that reverse set, making the blockers late and closing the block.
(14-13). Stevens. Good save. Coming from Lin. And that drops.
Yang Tai finding that hole, adjusting her hit last second there. Triple blockers. But still found a hole right on the middle.
And her reaction says everything.
Right.
Had to thread the needle there. That sails out. 3 straight points for Chinese Taipei. Oh, but I think there will be a challenge called by Australia, asking for a block touch on that play.
Did look like Tipping was trying to use the hands of the blockers to get that point.
First challenge of the game. Let's see. Australia needs this one before Chinese Taipei pulls away.
And that's right, because Chinese Taipei has been controlling this set so far.
This replay, this video challenge asking for a block touch. Looks clean.
Successful challenge for Australia.
Australia has one remaining challenge for the set. Point awarded to Chinese Taipei.
So a 3-point lead as Wang will serve. Stevens goes back to the middle, picked up. Back row attack and a point for Lin Yang Tai.
Looks like Lin has been the go-to player here for Chinese Taipei. Zhang Chenyi has been activating her from the back row, and she has been delivering the points.
And a service ace in the biggest lead of the game for Chinese Taipei at 5. And it forces, I believe, there was a buzzer sounded, but play continues. Oh, there you go. A timeout will be called by Australia to talk things over as we listen in.
Okay, guys. We're just about taking control of what we've got at the moment. Keep our service targeting down to 1 and 2 if we can. I think, look, on the pipes, really wait on them, but coming off the lines, channel them to the lines. They're hitting kind of centre court and rolls.
Yeah. Guys, it's small center outside, okay? There's no, like, don't go for hands, just hit hard. Yeah, you got it. Here we go.
Now, Coach Russell there talking about their floor defense. I mean, Lin from the back row has been a big problem on their floor defense. They need to stable up their defense here for them to be able to convert more points.
He is looking for answers, especially trailing by 5 points. And there are changes. Cameron Zaire will check in. Alexia Zammit will also be the setter for Australia.
A double sub here.
Let's see if this will be a game changer for Coach Russell. He has no more timeouts. He's used 2 already in this set.
Wang Shunjia serving for Chinese Taipei.
Wang Shunjia serving 18-13. It's another good serve. Back row, short, coming from Chabord, and the lead continues to increase for Chinese Taipei. It's now at 6.
Right, and you know, Chinese Taipei has been serving so well, and they have been better in finding ways of scoring points here. Australia still finding the answers.
Much needed point coming from Caitlin Tipping.
Again, if there's one player who can step up here for Australia, it's definitely Caitlin Tipping. We talked about her on top of the coverage. Played in US NCAA Division 1.
And I would ask you, Ayel, what has been the story of the game so far? But the service ace for Australia, but you take a look at the numbers and the disparity in the error category.
I mean, this is a service ace coming from Australia, but so far they have 7 errors already, and Chinese Taipei has done a good job in playing clean volleyball. No errors so far for them.
That is flawless volleyball, but back-to-back aces for Australia allows them to cut the lead to 3. And this forces head coach Chen Yuan to call for time.
变向点转好，如果不行侧面就挡高就好，笃定一点先接，旁边就帮忙，起来就再处理球就好。OK 吗？好，先接一颗，接着到位快攻先再给，好打一颗没关系，没事啊，先接就好了，再来这样。专注下一颗大去站直，看他这样子会高，然后加油，加油，加油，加油，接不到跑离身的，好。带气加油！
Let's take a look at the play that led to that timeout. A miscue on the part of Chinese Taipei.
And Chinese Taipei, they've been receiving well so far, but Zammit has been serving so well here for Australia.
Let's see how they will respond after that timeout. Back row, outside for Lin Yangtai, who was connecting a while ago.
And Zhang has been going to her again and again here to convert points. But let's see if there will be any changes in their offense off the serve.
Lead cut down to 2. Chinese Taipei looking for answers, denied. Caitlin Tipping rejects that one.
Caitlin Tipping having an all-around game so far. Stuffed block on that one.
Substitution for Chinese Taipei, number
Caitlin
8,
Tipping out of
number 17,
South
Su
Alabama University,
Yin.
also part of the Australian Volleyball Academy. There's a change in setters for Chinese Taipei as Su Yujie will now enter. And again, miscalculated. Chance here for Australia to tie this one up. That was overset. Oh! And 2 players going after that ball, but before that play, the blocking was evident for Australia.
Again, their height is their advantage on this one. They have 4 kill blocks so far and none for Chinese Taipei.
But Chinese Taipei got lucky on that one. Again, another point. The run continues. This one coming from Kara Inskip.
Australia looking to steal this set away from Chinese Taipei. Well, you would say that the double sub has been working so far for Australia.
19-20, back set, denied. The block party continues. And Ella Shabort gets that one.
Anything that Chinese Taipei is hitting right now, Australia is blocking and reading so well. Another solid block.
20-all tied game. A virtual race to 5. Good serve. Back row. Checked. Play continues. Pipe attack again. Second try works.
You know, because Australia is so good with blocking right now, they try to activate, the back row hitters where the timing of the blocking can be more tricky. I mean, 2 blockers there, but Su Fangmin still found a way to score.
21-20. Oh, the off speed. It's back-to-back points for Ella Shabort.
Shabort with a good adjustment to that one, recognizing the hole in the middle of the court of Chinese Taipei. Off speed works. Again, it's not all power in this game so far. We're seeing variety of attacks. Both teams trying to outsmart each other.
21 all. Over received. And the dump for Ella Shabort, who has been an X factor towards the latter part of this set.
Oh, that's right. And for Chinese Taipei, they can't, commit those kinds of mistakes, overpass, because they know that Australia is a tall team. They'll definitely take advantage and maximize those.
Out of Binghamton University, getting the lead for the Volleyroos, who are 3 points away from stealing set number 1. Their starting center, Zhang Chenyi, is back on the floor talking about Chinese Taipei. She goes to the middle. 2 players going after it. The running spike coming from Lin Kai-Zed.
Great chest for the
Great show of
boy.
patience there. Chinese Taipei,
That ties the game at 22.
great recognition to set up the middle in that short running attack.
And another deadlock here in set number 1. Oh, that one drops for Cassie Dodd. It's been Alexia Zamit setting up the plays, but right now the captain checks back in.
Australia has made it look so easy to set up their middles here, and the middles just delivering almost instant points here.
Kayla Stevens about to serve full front line for Australia. They were trailing majority of this set. Again, a middle attack.
Lin Kai-Zed has been productive on the front row. Another middle activation here works.
Deadlock at 23 all. Stevens chooses bump set. Attack of Burton picked up. They transfer. It trickles down in a point for Wang Shunjia. And Chinese Taipei is at set point.
Coming alive, gaining back the momentum just right on time to try to finish up this set.
They led by as many as 6. Australia climbing back to erase that lead, but they're now first to the set point. With first ball, Stevens a bit low on that setup. Here comes the play. And the final point, courtesy of Xu Fangmin, and Chinese Taipei gets set number 1.
I mean, they stayed disciplined all throughout, despite the fact that Australia tried and erased that lead. But you know, in terms of movement, in terms of cohesion, they have been on point throughout the first set, talking about Chinese Taipei.
And we will be back to discuss more of what happened in the opening set right after this break. Back inside the Rizal Memorial Coliseum in Manila for the continuation of the ABC Challenge Cup Day number 1. Surprises here for our final match of this Wednesday. Chinese Taipei taking set number 1 over Australia.
Yeah, Chinese Taipei from start to finish, as we mentioned earlier, stayed disciplined in their movement, despite the fact that Australia, you know, trailed a couple of points and found their momentum. But again, Chinese Taipei playing smart volleyball, finding the right angles, using the right amount of speed and power. Meanwhile, Australia had the solid blocking, you know, outing in that first set. Unfortunately, it was not enough. As you take a look at the numbers, just one more attack point for Chinese Taipei. They have 16 against the 15 of Australia, but Australia, you know, 5 kill blocks in that set, but Chinese Taipei did not tally any kill blocks on that one. Both teams tried to serve strong, but it's really the errors here of Australia that cost them the set, because Chinese Taipei really played it clean with only one error.
Yeah, those are the opponent's errors that we saw there, by the way. Just to clear that one, Chinese Taipei almost flawless volleyball. Right. Towards the end, though, Australia, what do you think allowed the Volleys to sort of climb back in that set number 1?
Again, they were able to stabilize their first ball, and it was important for them because they want each player in the front row to be a threat, and they're able to do that. A couple of points from the middle, but again, it's a matter of you know, minimizing their errors in the set.
We welcome you all to set number 2 here on One Sports, on One Sports Plus, and on Pilipinas Live. Dip Dipianco together with Ayel Estraniero calling this match. Just like set number 1, first point rally is a bit long. Chinese Taipei draws first blood.
God, with Miscalculating that hit. She was still in transition, going for that block.
Both teams went to their subs, changed their setters, which worked to their advantage actually, and eventually went back to their starters. That's a service error coming from Lin Liang Tai.
A bit uncharacteristic if when we compare it to their first set. They did not have any service errors. Talking about Chinese Taipei.
First point for, or rather second point for Australia.
We're seeing more intensity from Australia at the start of the set. They are more aggressive on their offense.
Which came in the latter part of set number one. We saw that aggressiveness you're talking about, Ayel. Good effort coming from Sims to save it. Back with Chinese Taipei. Combination on the runner. There was a check. And point goes to Chinese Taipei.
Xu Fangmin with the point.
Good exchanges so far from both teams. Oh, their offense has been on point here.
Lin Tai Zhan serving for Chinese Taipei.
2-all. Stevens bumps it, tipping. Back row attack. They've been going to that play. And it's been effective for Chinese Taipei.
And it has been Lin Liang Tai from the back row, delivering points, targeting the end corners.
3 serving 2.
Long attack has been working for Chinese Taipei.
Stevens one-hand set. Zhang goes to the same spot. This time read by Australia. They go opposite. Zhang. That one is blocked by Tipping.
Tipping has been solid and stable in the net defense. Closing the right angles and pressing her hands on the right time.
She is pumped after that denial.
Right.
Three all, had to chase. Free ball given up. Stevens chooses Tipping again. And that catches the line.
Tipping really has been having an all-around game so far, from offense to defense. Making sure that she's leading her team here.
There's a carry video challenge on the call by Chinese Taipei. The challenge is ball
There's
in,
going to
ball out.
be a challenge called by Chinese Taipei. Ball in, ball out.
Early challenge here for Chinese Taipei.
Let's take a look at the replay of what happened in that one. That one. Ooh. Sailed out.
Even Tipping was a bit surprised on that one. Again, it was too fast to tell, even from our point of view.
The challenge by Chinese Taipei is successful.
A successful challenge for Chinese Taipei. So lead swings back to Chinese Taipei, 4-3. Oh, Tipping makes sure of that one.
Making up for the error earlier. Quick side out for Australia. Great way for Stevens also to give that ball back to Tipping and give her a chance to deliver a point.
Back row attack. This time too long for Lin Liang Tai.
Australia.
It has been quite their game plan here, activating Lin Yang Tai from the back row.
Another attack error for Chinese Taipei back to back. And that allows Australia to have a 2-point lead.
And the good blocking of Australia forcing Chinese Taipei here to commit some errors.
Checked. Back with Chinese Taipei. Another one. And the kill block.
Australia.
Again, Australia right now just maximizing their
Substitution
strength.
for Chinese
Just their
Taipei.
net
Number 18
defense.
out.
Stop block on that
17,
one.
Su Yujie.
And an early check-in coming from Su Yujie.
7 serving 4.
Taipei looking for a response. They changed their setter. This time it's inside.
Down the line, Shu Fangmin.
Shu Fangmin. Great angle on that one. This time avoiding the blockers. She was blocked earlier, but this time better angle for her. Going long right on the corner pocket.
They're only down by 2 points here in set number 2. After that point, she heads to the service line. And a good serve. Chance for Taipei. Good dig coming from Sims. Tipping, waits for the ball. Puts power in it and scores.
Off the block,
She timed that ball so well. Going for a cross-court angle on that one. There was a rebound, but no coverage for Chinese Taipei.
Back up to a 3-point lead. Middle attack picked up by Tipping. Burton sets up the play. Lin will score.
Lin Yang Tai converts her poster
Yang
pick.
Tai has had good momentum, personal momentum all throughout the game so far.
Substitution for Chinese
Got
Taipei.
hot
Number
hands
4
here for
out.
Chinese Taipei.
Number 6, Wong Tzu-Yun in.
We see the entry of Wong Tzu-Yun. First time replacing Lin Sai-Zen. Chance here for Australia, back row. Oh, that's way out and wide.
A lot of risk action
Attack
on
went
that one.
out. Point for Chinese Taipei.
Chinese Taipei staying disciplined in the net defense. They're not getting kill blocks here, but they're getting good rebounds that allow them to get points off transition plays. Talking about Chinese Taipei.
Easy over. They go middle again. A quick play. A quick setup to the newly entered Wang Tzu-Yun.
Again, the long hits has been working for Chinese Taipei. They're not forcing deep attacks here. They have been targeting the corner pockets.
8-all. Tried to go for that off speed, but a bit short.
Too low for
Shabert.
A good intention. I mean, to change the tempo of the game.
Substitution for Australia. Number
Unfortunately,
23
too
out.
short on that one.
Number 14, Caitlin Wincup in.
So she will be replaced by Caitlin Wincup.
Pao In-chi serving for Chinese Taipei.
Nice hit coming from Kara Inskip.
For Kara Inskip.
We haven't seen a lot of activations from the middles, but this time, perfect timing to activate Inskip on that running hit.
We go to Lin. And it drops.
Off the ball touch, Lilian Tai.
Again, speed is a strength here of Chinese Taipei. Lin hitting that one before Stevens was able to press her hands in.
Serves out.
That one is out. Point for Australia.
That ties the game at 10.
So we have a deadlock here. Both teams fighting hard for every point.
Oh, good save coming from the captain, Chang Yunting. Caitlin Tipping attacks from the back.
Down the line.
Caitlin Tipping almost flawless in this match.
That was close to stepping on the line too, but just calculated it perfectly. Another tight set here in this match. And another deadlock at 11 all.
Direct hit.
Take a look at this replay. Again, in terms of blocking, Australia also can't leave gaps here because Chinese Taipei are maximizing all those angles.
A one-hand save, and it leads to a point. Casidad ready for that attack.
Sims also with a great first ball there, just extending her arms, and Stevens ready for that one. Dodd delivering the point. Very synchronous play there.
Saved by Stevens. Sims chooses Tipping. A bit tight. But was able to make something out of that play.
A good decision there for Tipping. I mean, she has been hurt, attacking strong so far. So the defense was ready for a strong hit. They were late in going for that off speed.
Picked up once again. Stevens back sets. This time a bit high for Tipping. The block once again for Australia. And this is their biggest lead of the set and of the match. Timeout called by Chinese Taipei.
技都不会输人家，但是如果遇到说分数咬紧了，或者说分数先稍微落后一点点的时候，这个时候反而攻击手你的技巧性反而要更灵活，而不是只有球举起来的时候都很单调去打某一条线而已。了解意思哦？过来，小树，在很围棋的时候举球的时候，你的节奏要稍微改变一下，不是来就举掉，来就举掉，这样就没有办法改变了，好不好？来，加油！
Timeout called by Chinese Taipei. As we take a look at Coach Jorge De Brito.
The rest of the coaching staff of Alas Pilipinas
Doing their scouting. They will play tomorrow here in Rizal Memorial Coliseum. So if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, now is the time to do so, to watch. That will be at 7 p.m. So right after work, you can go straight here for the Filipinos. And also for the Australians who will be seeing action once again. Sims. That is a point. Connection with Emma Burton.
high hands again.
Substitution for Chinese
Burton there.
Number
Again,
16,
perfectly avoiding the blockers as well. A deep cross-court attack on that.
So despite the timeout of Chinese Taipei, Australia continuing on with the points. Caitlin Whitcup with the serve. Not the cleanest of hits. Back row for Lin. Wincup saves it. Sims will send a high free ball. That is saved still by Chinese Taipei. And the point. Good effort.
Chinese Taipei was really determined in trying to get that point. I'll take a look at Su Fangmin really timing that attack well, going for the left hand of the blocker to get that off the block hit.
12 serving 15. Stevens. Sent back. Chance here for Chinese Taipei. Su with the set. Pancake save. Tipping. Powers it through once again.
It's in for Caitlin.
Tipping has been the go-to player, and she has been delivering the points here. Oh, playing consistently all throughout this match so far. She is definitely a threat, especially when she's in the front row.
She's been pretty assertive too with her attacks. Starting the run for Australia. And reach by Burton allows her to get that point.
And again, you know, the energy and how Tipping has been playing has created the domino effect here to her team. Just pulling in good energy here.
Number 18, Jiang Chu-Li in.
Zhang Zhenyi back on the floor for Chinese Taipei. And that is outside. The lead is back up to 6 for Australia. Timeout called by Chinese Taipei.
你跑一个 B， 跑一个 B， 你打一个 A2， 打一个9号，球接完之后打9号，你跑假的哦，打一个，只是你也要跳了，好不好？跳起来，如果真的球举跟你就把手点掉，这样就好。OK， 这样懂我意思吗 ？B、C 跑假的 ，A2 第二9号举给他，好不好？我对他有信心，举给他。来，加油！B2，先接啊，不好球就拉开。
Chinese Taipei calls their final timeout here in set number 2. They're trailing. A different story compared to set number 1, Ayel.
It's really started strong in this set, and they have been leading, controlling the game since then.
Kept alive. Tipping again. And she continues to pound and score.
Tipping has been the scoring machine here for Australia. And Stevens just recognizing that one, going to her again and again.
Number 14, Shu Hon Yun in.
Seven-point game. Cassie Dodd with a serve. It is short.
Service error.
Chance here for Chinese Taipei to gain some momentum.
Shang Xiaqi
13 serving 19.
Chinese Taipei.
That sails out.
I mean, this is the difference
Service
right
out.
now for Chinese Taipei. They really played clean volleyball, only one error on the first set, but right now we're seeing some errors, especially from the service line.
Yeah. Back with Chinese Taipei. Lin. That is kept alive by Australia. This time it drops. Simple attack,
That's a
but
point
effective.
for Chinese Taipei.
And again, Zhang Chen-Yi went straight to set up that ball. You know, even Shu Heng-Yun Was a bit confused, but then, as you mentioned, simple play, but it still worked. Very effective.
$14 to 20 is the score. We saw a run from Australia a while ago in set 1 in this similar scoreline. So it's not too late yet for Chinese Taipei to get their bearings back. Oh, but Caitlin Tipping hasn't missed a beat here in set number 2.
Playing with the tempo of the game here. Always fooling the floor defense of Chinese Taipei. Went for a strong hit earlier that time, just tipping that one over.
7-point lead, 21 to 14. That clips the net. Wyncup with a save. Dodd. Well, that was Burton rather. And another point for Australia.
Wyncup timing that one well. She knew that it was already
22,
a ball near the net. Going long that time. Great decision.
A service error. A rare one for Australia here in this set.
No, but they have a bit of a cushion here. This is a big lead they have. That Chinese Taipei would
Serving
want
for
to try
Chinese
to close
Taipei
down.
is Bao In.
They're only 3 points away from tying things up in terms of sets. Second try here for Australia. Wyncup. Her first crack to attack. Saved by Sims. Wyncup again with a wind-up and a point.
Caitlin
Big
Wyncup
coming from Sims.
targets at the top.
And Stevens going to the wing attacker. Wyncup ready for that one.
23, serving 15.
.23 serving 15. Inskip with the serve. Oh, a miscue. No connection.
Cash in for a
Between the
violation.
setter
on
and
Chinese
wing.
Taipei.
Su
Point
Yun.
for
And
Australia.
this kind of play did work for them in the first set, but
It's
right
set
now we're seeing
point
some
for
miscues on their
Australia.
side that has been causing them this set so far.
Serving for the set
Australia
is
is
Sarah
now at the
Inskip.
point. Oh, and it ends
Service
with a service
for
ace.
Kara Inskip.
Kara
To
Inskip
end
delivers the
second
point
set.
as set 2 goes to the Australians, 25 to 15. Let's check out that replay once again. The serve and the ace as it drops.
Both teams are now
And
one
Australia
set
will
apiece
celebrate that
in
one
this
as they
match.
tie things up
Australia
1 set
winning
apiece.
in
We'll be
the
back to
second set,
talk
25 to
about this set
15.
number 2 after this break. inside the Rizal Memorial Coliseum as set number 2 just finished, and it was the Australians getting that one against Chinese Taipei in a relatively comfortable fashion as they got a huge lead for set number 2. Let's take a look at the highlights of what happened there. Let's discuss what do you think, AL, did Australia do to adjust in set number 2?
Australia, as you mentioned earlier, started really strong. They had the intensity. They were aggressive in their offense. And we have to mention Tipping, who started things really well for Australia, and it created a domino effect. They challenged the good floor defense of Chinese Taipei. And for Chinese Taipei, they were not able to recover all throughout the set. As we take a look at the numbers, a better outing here in terms of attack points for Australia. They have 5 more against the 10 of Chinese Taipei. They continue to be good in blocking. They have 3 kill blocks against the 0 of Chinese Taipei, and Australia also tallying 1 service ace and none for Chinese Taipei, and Chinese Taipei committing more errors in that set. So, just Australia having a better all-around game in that second set, the reason why they were able to win it convincingly against Chinese Taipei.
Right, the blocking continues for Australia. Meanwhile, Chinese Taipei, a while ago compared to set number 1, they almost didn't have errors. They only got 1 in the opening set. Meanwhile, that one adding up here in set number 2 as we take a look at the crowd inside the venue here in the Rizal Memorial Coliseum in Manila. They have come to support both Australia and Chinese Taipei. A while ago, we've had 3 matches with Kazakhstan winning the opening match. We also had India winning over Iran, and the match before this, it was Vietnam winning over Hong Kong in straight sets. As we are about to begin set number 3. Thank you for joining us on One Sports, on One Sports Plus, and on Pilipinas Live. Dip Dipianco together with Aiel Eshaniero calling this match on a Wednesday night, day number 1 of your ABC Challenge Cup. Which, by the way, just to discuss the format, Aiel, again, we mentioned there are 2 pools in this tournament.
There are 10 teams, 2 pools, 5 teams each. Top 2 teams will move forward to the semifinals, and the lower 2 teams, the 3rd and 4th, will play for classification.
Set number 3 underway. And that one sent back the attack of Lin Liang Tai, getting denied by Australia.
Again, Lin Liang Tai has been that go-to player for Chinese Taipei, but she was a bit silent in the second set.
Quick first point for Australia. Steady first ball for Lin Liang Tai. And a back row attack coming from Su Heng Yun.
Look at this play. Again, that back row hit has been working for them.
1-1 here in set number 3. Oh, that one is wide and out.
Again, for Chinese Taipei, what worked for them in the first set, the set that they won, was they played clean volleyball. So right now, they need to look into that. They need to polish up their game here in the 3rd set.
2-1. Set up there. Picked up by Australia. They will give up a free ball courtesy of WinCup. They redo. Oh, that is an attack violation for Lin Liang Tai stepping on the line.
And the setter, Su Yu-ji, has been going to Lin Liang Tai.
We see that previous play, she stepped on the line.
A play that has been working for them. Activation of the back row.
3-1 to start. Steady reception there. Back row once again. And that's been the go-to play really for Chinese Taipei. And Lin Liang Tai has been doing damage from the back.
And regardless if it's Su Yuji or Zhang Chenyi setting up, they keep going to Lin Liang Tai.
As we see Weng Zuyun serving for Chinese Taipei. Tipping. Oh, good effort coming from Su Yujie. And a point for Australia.
And tipping here. Closing down. Chinese Taipei, and every time, you know, they are out of system, they set up the wings. Australia just having an easier time to read their offense.
4 serving 2. 2-point lead for Australia. Here comes the play. Chance for the Volley Roos. Good pickup. The setup by Su Yujie. And that one is a point for Su Hengyun. But wait, there will be a challenge, I believe, for Australia, asking for a block touch.
There is a carry video challenge on the call by Australia. The challenge
So they are challenging that there was no block touch. Chinese Taipei looking good in the start of the set.
Coach Russell Bourgeau using up this time to discuss with his team. You've seen a close set number 1. Set 2 also was tight at the start before Australia pulled away towards the end, courtesy of Caitlin Tipping with her attacks. And the rest of the players inserted off the bench. Trying to keep warm while waiting for the result of the challenge.
I mean, this is a very early challenge for Australia.
Chinese Taipei doing the same thing. To stay in rhythm, let's see. Oh, that looked clean. So there's no block touch.
Good challenge
Upon
there.
review, there is no block touch. So the challenge, or the carry video challenge by Australia, is successful.
So 3-point lead.
5 serving 2.
That one too long for Australia.
Service out.
Chance here for Chinese Taipei. Gain momentum in the start of the set. I mean, they can't allow Australia to get a big lead. That's what happened earlier in the second set. Australia having an easier time.
Stevens back sets. That one unable to chase for Chinese Taipei.
Australia just continuing their momentum here in the third set from offense to defense.
Xu Fangmin back on the floor for Chinese Taipei. They trail by 3 points. That looked close.
Service out.
But ultimately called out by our linesmen.
And Australia, you know, they have done a good job here, serving strong, putting Chinese Taipei out of the system a lot of times. The game plan has been working for them.
Stevens back sets. What a hit. Coming from Kara Inskip.
Stevens and Inskip perfectly connecting on that one. The right height, the right speed for Inskip to get that point.
probably the cleanest of connections
right.
between the setter and attacker for Australia. 3-point lead once again. The pickup joust. Back row, short. As another error coming from Chinese Taipei, and the lead is up to 4 points.
The setters continue to go to the back row hitters. It was actually their libero captain setting up the attacker, and another service error here coming from Australia. Opening the door, opening the window here for Chinese Taipei to gain momentum and slowly close this gap.
Official score is 5-8. Back row, too long. The set was too low for Xu Hengyun.
For Australia.
And right now, Chinese Taipei is struggling to find the rhythm that we saw earlier in the first set.
Nine to 5. Good serve. And another denial. The block for Australia brings them up by 5 points.
The blocking formation of Australia really has been pretty solid. I mean, 2 blockers jumping at the same time, closing all gaps.
Sails out. You've talked about the service errors, Ayel, and how this is allowing Chinese Taipei to somewhat stay within distance.
That's because they're giving away 3 points here. The service errors are points that Chinese Taipei isn't even working for. It's a giveaway.
Well, we've seen Coach Chen Yuan really shuffle his setters for Chinese Taipei. Win Cup. The bump coming from Lin Yusi. Back with Australia. That is a double contact. And back-to-back points for Chinese Taipei.
The errors of Australia piling up here in the start of the set. They need to be careful because Chinese Taipei are looking to maximize on those.
7-10. And a service ace. 3 straight points for Chinese Taipei.
Chen Yi, the service ace there.
Timeout Australia.
A timeout will be called by Australia as we listen in.
Nothing much to panic about. One simple thing, you know what I'll say, we do have to serve in, guys. They had 6 points, 4 of them were ours. Okay, so they're not, I don't think they're good enough to side out regularly if we keep the pressure on with our serve. So if you're unsure, put it in round number 5. Okay, let our block and defence operate. We're doing a good job from there. So. All right, so refocus now. Keep the pass coming in. The quicks are killing them. Here we go.
Yes.
Timeout called there by Coach Russell Bourgeau.
Talked about their service game. They want to put the pressure on the service reception of Chinese Taipei.
A quick serve there for Chinese Taipei. Back row hit. Sails out. No touch. And the lead is down to a point.
Australia really helping Chinese Taipei in this set. Making things easier for them here.
9-10. Better first ball. Stevens goes to Win Cup. Good save by the setter, Zhang Chenyi. Sims tosses it. Got a touch. Back row. Single block. coming from Cassie Dodd.
Block point for
Dodd with
Cassie
a perfect
Dodd.
read and a perfect timing from that back row attack. High hands on that one. Again, height and length. It's the advantage here of Australia.
And that is an ace
Service ace
from
Michaela
the captain, Michaela
Stevens.
Stevens.
And with good serving, Australia is able to control the game here.
Twelve to 9. Back set. Oh, nice play. Good read coming from
That's a point for
Lin Yang Tai.
Again, Lin Yang Tai and her variety of attacks here has been an asset for this Chinese Taipei team.
That one sails out. Unable to control.
That's a point for Australia.
Australia has been better with side outs in the set. Oh, quickly finding answers.
Caitlin Wincup serving. Too long. Again, the errors piling up.
Service out.
You know, they need to be careful here because you know, we saw how Chinese Taipei can be disciplined with their movement. It's just a matter of giving them the chance and momentum to do so.
Wen tosses it. There's a check. Wincup unable to save. And a point for Chinese Taipei.
Su Fang Min from the right pin, going long.
Wang Zuyun
Targeting
serving for Chinese
pocket
Taipei.
corner there.
Lead is down to 1 point. 12 to 13. Stevens back sets. A point coming from
Emma
Burton.
of Wong San.
The wing attackers of Australia have been working hard today. Stevens activating Burton this time. Again, high hands.
That sails out.
That was a good play for Pao Ying-chi. Unfortunately, lacked the risk action on that one. So Australia looking good right now.
Oh, able to break the block. Xu Fangmin.
Powering through the single blocker. Right on the middle. Lot of power in that attack.
Stevens tosses it to Tipping. Has been relatively quiet in this set. That time around scores.
And that was a good set coming from Stevens. Inskip also pulling in the middle of Chinese Taipei. Can't leave only one blocker to Tipping. She has the height, she has the power.
She is hyped once again. 3-point game. Good combination and connection for Su Hengyun.
Chinese Taipei starting to show good offense here, despite the fact that there was 2 blockers on that one.
14 serving 16. Stevens goes back to Tipping. Hitting it through the blockers.
Tipping has been unstoppable in this game.
That is the right word.
I mean, whatever sets she's getting from Stevens, she's finding ways to score.
Australia maintaining this distance. Saved still by Chinese Taipei. Regroup for Australia. Chance for Chinese Taipei. And it's kept alive. Ball has gotten lower and lower for both teams. The 1-2. Oh! And finally, a point as a lifting violation is called on Chang Yun Ting.
Good reaction from both teams on the floor defense. You know, a lot of ad-libs, a lot of good pickups.
Timeout.
Fortunately,
Chinese
violation
Taipei.
called on Chinese Taipei. They're down by 4 and they call for time.
我这个时候你眼睛在左反的时候，眼睛都要盯着球啊。这个一局那边一颗球了，好不好？这个要注意，一样切两边有两个后排，懂不懂？球发过来从中间inside out切出去打背背打歪，你是在这一边嘛？你在这一边一样，球接完不管是给你球接完一样inside out出来打长的，不要打6号，就这样切出去，两次后排进来 ，OK 了，加油！球在球照打。
Once again, the violation, the lifting violation from Chinese Taipei.
Four-point lead for Australia. Caitlin tipping at the service line. Chance for Australia. And Whincup will score.
Off the block, Caitlin
Whincup has been an impact player here as well. She did not start in the first set, but once injected here in the game, she's been delivering the points as well.
Yeah.
Again, not just contributing in offense. She has had good defense as well.
Violation for Chinese Taipei.
Battle in the net.
Great decision there for Whincup.
Substitution for Chinese Taipei, number 18 out.
Another big lead here for Australia.
Number 13 out.
Another substitution for Chinese Taipei, trying to find the right mix.
Again, this is a very young team for Chinese Taipei. Getting good exposure here.
Good first ball. Leads to the attack. Trying to go down the line, but it went wide.
The attack went out. Point for Australia.
So Australia controlling the set.
Timeout, Chinese
Timeout will be
Taipei.
called by Chinese Taipei.
那为什么球都有接到位，球都有接到位，那代表说攻击手你的节奏被对方抓住了。这个时候，我们战术再怎么下，只剩下一个拦网的时候，你也有可能被人家碰到。那这个时候你的攻击手就改变了节奏，你就要用出来，不要1、2、3、1、2、3、1、2就直接打掉。你可以1、2、3、4再打，这样懂我意思吗？因为有好几颗球是只要1支而已，那修正球是4支没有，4只手没有错。那你要怎么去改变你的节奏？这样懂吗？拿一个 D 就好了，一个长的，一样两个后排。哦，一样两个后排。
后面看吧，后面看吧。
带气势！加油，再发一个！
Timeout called by Chinese Taipei. They are trailing by 7 points.
Serving for Australia is Caitlin Tipping.
Tipping with a serve. It's wide and out.
Australia struggling in their service game in this set.
Well, here in set number 3, 6 service errors already for Australia.
Meanwhile, only 1 for Chinese Taipei.
Oh, that trickles in and it drops.
Lin Saizan.
Service ace for Chinese Taipei, delivered by Lin Chai-zan.
Chinese Taipei is the youngest team in this tournament. Average age is 18.
Oh, Stevens was hesitant on that one. This time a better set. But still too low for Whincup. Back row. And it works. A point for Shu Heng Yun.
Taipei looking gritty in the set. From the back row once more, targeting the libero. Sims could not handle that one.
Well, you also see a lot of back row attacks from Chinese Taipei. That's been their bread and butter. And a couple of those too at the middle.
Again, if you're playing against this Chinese Taipei team, you can't loosen up. You have to stay locked in because they will take advantage.
And don't look now, it's just a 3-point lead for Australia.
Timeout, Australia.
That's why Coach Russell will talk things over.
Well,
Like, if that doesn't work,
yeah,
then
of course.
I'm just thinking of the next option.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And then with that pipe, just you come bring 6 across to help on that side. They seem to be using that side more on pipe.
6 going towards 5 on the pipe.
And so both be on that.
Yeah.
Oh, you just said. Okay. Other than that, just need the good side out here. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, solid, that's solid.
Well, that's all they need right now. They need a good side out because they are still on the lead here. They just need a side out to not let Chinese Taipei gain more confidence and momentum in the set.
18 serving 21. Stevens pumps it to Wincup. And that's a point.
Wincup has been the silent killer in this game. Take a look at this replay. Going for the cross-court attack. Putting a lot of speed in that ball with the wrist action.
Joust. Play continues. Chance here for Chinese Taipei to take advantage. Tipping was there. She goes for the attack from the back.
Tipping really has been the go-to player, but you have to commend her as well because she finds ways to be ready to make sure that she's available in that offense, and she's always an option. The reason why Stevens have an easier time trying to look for her.
2 points away. 1-2 red by Burton. Oh, that's a violation for Su Yujie.
She was still in transition, trying to run for that ball to take that second touch.
Set point for
Unfortunately, out of position, trying to go
Australia.
for that reverse set.
And Australia is at set point. The serve from Inskip. Remember, in set 2, she ended that set with an ace. This time, gets that error.
Set point saved by Chinese Taipei.
One set point saved, 5 to go for Chinese Taipei. Oh, but Australia goes to none other than Caitlin Tipping for the finishing touch.
Again, she has been unstoppable all throughout this game. Talking about Caitlin Tipping.
With Australia winning 20.
Take a look at that last play.
Australia now
Stevens
From the
going
back row.
2-1 set advantage in this match.
Caitlin Tipping. And the set 3 win for Australia, 25-19. We will be back to talk things. inside the Rizal Memorial Coliseum. As we just finished set number 3, Australia winning that one over Chinese Taipei. We take a look at the highlights of what happened there. Let's discuss how the Volleyroos got that set number 3, AL.
Oh, Australia just being aggressive in their offense. You know, Wincup and Tipping really on fire on that set, delivering the points. You know, but Australia also giving up a lot of points, but it was something that Chinese Taipei was not really able to maximize on. As you see the numbers, only 8 attack points for Chinese Taipei against the 11 of Australia. And again, Australia continues to do well in the net defense. 4 kill blocks for them. Chinese Taipei with the more service aces, they have 2 against the 1 of Australia, but both teams, you know, big output, big amount here in terms of errors, and 9 errors on one set. Really big numbers there for both teams.
Right, and we welcome you all to set number 4 here on One Sports Plus, and on Pilipinas Live. Dip Dipianco together with Ayel Estraniero calling this match. And considering the disparity in the blocking department, how Australia has dominated that one, you see Chinese Taipei finding other ways to stay in the game.
Right. Their floor defense, they're very scrappy. It's just a matter of converting it into points. But they're also getting good rebounds here. So we could say that in terms of defense, they have also been consistent.
Day number 1 of the ABC Challenge Cup final match for this Wednesday volleyball action.
Burton there with an explosive approach and a good finish. Open cross-court attack.
Check there. Free ball given up. Stevens. The hit by Burton picked up. Another chance for Australia. Burton goes up again. Set back. And that's the first rejection for Chinese Taipei.
When Yun extending her arms on that one, staying a little bit, pressing her hands in, just right in time. That flick of the wrist helped to get the kill block.
2 serving 1.
And a 1-point lead for Chinese Taipei early here in set 4. Back row for Wincup, and it drops.
A good angle for her, but she got some help from the net as well, disrupting the timing of the floor defense of Chinese Taipei.
Serving for Australia is Cassie God.
2-all. That is short. 4 touches called on Chinese Taipei.
For Chinese Taipei, they need to start strong here if they want to extend this match. Now, they can't allow Australia to get a big lead.
3 serving 2. To the middle. Read by Inskip. And a point for Australia.
Inskip has been doing a great job manning that net, reading the offense of Chinese Taipei well.
Oh, short serve. And an error from Cassie Dodd.
This is something that Coach Russell has been pointing out a lot of times. Their service game, something that they need to improve on here in this match.
Something that they should lessen, especially tomorrow when they face the home team. Bodies on the floor. Crashing. That one sailing out.
Too strong, it went out.
Fang Min trying to go long on that one, trying to target zone 1. Fortunately, too wide for her.
5 serving 3.
2-point lead. A nice set. And that drops.
Chen Yi going back to Su Fangmin to make up for the terror earlier. This time a better execution on her end.
Hon serving for Chinese Taipei.
1 point game. Sims. A redo here for Australia. Tipping. This time stopped. Stevens changes it. Switches sides. Tipping. Sets up the play to Wincup. A floater of an attack, and it's too long.
Back row hit. Was too near on the line. Was not able to approach that ball well.
5-all here in set 4. And a point. Caitlin Tipping.
First point of Caitlin Tipping in the set.
Lead is back with Australia. 6-5. Good first ball. Leads to this back row attack. Captain for that steady reception, Chang Yun-ting.
And whenever they are in system, they find it easier to score a point here. Another synchronized play.
Stevens goes to Wincup. Straight to Lin Sai-Zen. This time denied.
Another activation from the back row. Did not work for Chinese Taipei.
Well, that one was short. Did not go over at all. So Australia just holding on to this 1 point lead. Good serve. The pump. Almost a point. Free ball for Chinese Taipei. Zhang on the 1-2, the dive. Burton able to save it. Waiting for the ball. Tipping from the back. It's too long.
A bit of a short set as well for Tipping. But still good attempt coming from her. She has stayed aggressive all throughout.
Deadlock at 7-all. Another tight set here to start. Wincup. Whoa. It's another point coming from Caitlin Wincup off the bench.
Wincup powering through the blockers on that sequence.
Oh, it drops. Service ace coming from Michaela Stevens.
Stevens has been a threat on the service line here. She has been that consistent player, serving well for Australia.
Zhang tosses it. The right set for Su Fangmin.
Squeezing that one in between the blockers. Beating the blockers in this one. I mean, there was a gap.
Eight serving 9. Stevens goes to the middle. Almost kept alive, but a point goes to Casigard.
Good read and reaction from Lin Yu-Si. Take a look at this replay. But that was a difficult one for a second touch for Chinese Taipei. Another great activation for Australia.
Touching the line, but it went long.
Too high for Shu.
And Chinese Taipei will want to take a look. Looking for a ball in, ball out challenge.
There is a carry. Visual challenge
Johnson
by
has
Chinese
been going for
Taipei.
some combination
The
plays
challenge
here
is ball in, ball out.
to deceive the blockers, to fool the blockers of Australia.
Waiting for the challenge call here as Chinese Taipei hoping to get this call reversed. Otherwise, Australia will get their biggest lead of the set. Comes the replay, ball in, ball out. That is right at the corner.
Upon review, the ball went in. So the carry visual challenge
Execution
by
there, the
Chinese
combination
Taipei.
play and a good
is
challenge
successful.
for Chinese Taipei. Again, the ball was too fast
9
to
serving
even
10.
see.
Wong Zhu-yun serving.
Oh, service short though for
Service out
the player off the bench. That is Wang Zhu-yun.
Again, I mean, a wasted opportunity there for Chinese Taipei to gain momentum here. This is a closer set. It's a 2-point lead for Australia.
The float serve. Heard the power from that spike, but it just was too long. And after a successful challenge, Chinese Taipei asks for another one. This time, a block touch.
There is an Akari visual challenge on the ball
Still
by
coming
Chinese
from
Taipei. The
The
challenge
hit
is
of Su
block touch.
Fangmin, who has been the go-to player in the set.
Chinese Taipei is last on the Philippines' schedule here in the ABC Challenge Cup. That will be on Sunday. And the other teams in Pool A, we mentioned a while ago, India winning over Iran in straight sets.
And the Philippines will play their first game tomorrow against Australia.
Block touch is what they're asking for.
Upon
And
review, there is no block touch. So the
that was
Akari
close,
visual
but no
challenge
block
by
touch.
Chinese Taipei is
Challenge
unsuccessful.
is unsuccessful for Chinese Taipei.
Chinese Taipei has one remaining challenge for this set.
So they lose one challenge
Point
after a
awarded to
successful one a while
Australia,
ago.
12 serving 9.
That serve way
Service
short
error.
for Dodd.
Australia continues to commit errors from the service line here.
10 serving 12. Win Cup with a bump to another Caitlin.
That was a tough angle for her. An out-of-system set coming from Win Cup. Take a look at this one. But, you know, she calculated it perfectly. Did not force a strong hit. Just stepped that one over. Played it simple but very effective.
You love how Caitlin Tipping just reacts to every point. It's like she has the same energy and passion after each point. Trying to ignite this Australia squad, and back-to-back points for the Volleyoos.
And this time Burton activated from the back row. Again, the wing attackers working hard for Australia.
Timeout, Chinese Taipei.
Timeout will be called by Chinese Taipei.
懂我意思吗？他不是扣球，为什么要往前挤？因为人挤进去的手张开的时候碰到球就高了，对方高了那么190几公分，他也是这样子做手背，为什么我们那么矮还是要做往后退？这样懂我意思吗？进去手张开就好了，碰到球手高就有机会。你不要觉得说那一颗球是长的，只有在弧底中间人去留弧底就好，两边的人趋前去做防守，不要怀疑，这样懂我意思吗？因为打击的点跟台湾是不太一样的，为什么让这里趋前是有原因的，好不好？把分数拉近，多打几分我们才可以学到东西啊，好不好？来，加油！
Timeout called by Chinese Taipei, who are down by 4 points. So after that set 1 win, Ayel, their play has sort of dwindled down compared to Australia.
Now they looked so cohesive on the first set, talking about Chinese Taipei, but once Australia was able to improve their level of game here, Chinese Taipei has been struggling to lead and control this match as Australia gives away another free point off that service error.
11 serving 14. Chu Hun-yon serving for Chinese Taipei.
The bump to Caitlin Tipping. Good save coming from Xu Fangmin. But that one sent back by Australia.
Point order to Australia.
Blocking continues to be consistent here. I mean, all throughout the match, it has been the highlight of Australia, their net defense.
The chase here for Tipping. Credit that to the first ball by Sims. Back with Chinese Taipei, back row tip. And it drops.
Chu
Fangmin finding that hole. Going for that soft touch. Great show of ball control there.
Three-point game, Win Cup, another point. He has been a game changer for Australia off the bench.
The tandem of Tipping and Win Cup here. Tallying majority of the points for their squad.
4-point advantage once again for Australia, 16-12. Zhang. I think he tried to go for the 1-2, and that was read perfectly by the blockers of Australia.
Exactly. Blockers jumping with her on that one.
17, Su Yun Xie of Chinese Taipei in.
5-point lead for the green shirts. In skip with the serve. Play continues. And Skip decides to go for it. And Caitlin Winthrop again with a wind-up.
Winthrop has been going cross-court again and again, but Chinese Taipei has found it difficult to adjust with her hits. Just too fast for them.
18 serving 12.
The reaction of her teammates on the bench. Loving that play. Set up to Tipping. Stevens. Back sets. That hits the antenna. Point for Chinese Taipei.
Taekwondo, point for
Attack error there gives Chinese Taipei chance here to try to close this lead. They have been playing catch up since the second set.
This is a good size of a lead for Australia. Trying to close this one out. This time dug up by Lin Yusi. Su Yuji with a setup. Stevens with the 1-2. Play continues. Long rally, but it ends via that block.
Todd
Substitution for Chinese
ending her
Taipei.
arms there, staying for a
out.
bit,
Number 18.
flicking the
Jiang
wrist to get the
Chun
kill up.
Yin. Michaela Stevens serving for Australia.
Zhang, the push. Stevens, back set. And that kill from Emma Burton.
Emma Burton.
Tipping win cup has been the go-tos here in this game.
Timeout, Chinese Taipei.
And a timeout by Chinese Taipei.
因为球在往上的时候，他们手比较长，所以往上直接第一时间第一拍就直接拨掉。再来，还有一个东西，刚才那个谁，杨在打一颗小球的时候，小苏球修正完之后就停了。你没有修正完之后，就做连前动作做补位，不然正常来讲，那一颗球是喷那么高，应该是要补得上来的。我们现在插在这里，这样懂我意思吗？把这些东西记在脑海里面，下一颗球在遇到这样的时候，你要怎么做处理就好，好不好？加油！来！
Some important points here for Chinese Taipei if they still want to extend this match, because Australia is just 5 points away and getting their first win.
20 serving 13. Zhang. Second try for Chinese Taipei. Unable to save it. Talking about Australia.
Now the soft touches, the tips. This has been working for Chinese Taipei. Now making Australia work on that floor defense.
Lin Liang Tai with a serve. Sims with that first ball leads to the attack. Still playable. The wind-up. Oh, had to recalculate. Xu Fangmin. Finally, Burton puts it away.
And floor defense has been there for Chinese Taipei. You know, good reactions, good pickups, but the length really of Australia has been their biggest advantage.
Substitution for Chinese Taipei. Number 6 out. Number 13, Pao Yin-chi in.
Pao Yin-chi checks in for Chinese Taipei. Seven-point lead for Australia. It's a point coming from Xu Hengyun.
Much-needed point here for Chinese Taipei. Look at this replay. Fast low set works. Open block there on the cross-court angle.
6-point game. Stevens back sets. Goes back to Burton. That's wide. Back-to-back points for Chinese Taipei to cut the lead down to 5.
Bit by bit, Chinese Taipei looking to close this gap.
Oh, service error.
Service error.
Coming up short.
Costly error there.
For Australia.
They give Australia a free point and just 3 points away and taking this match.
And we see the entry of Lauren Cox for the first time, replacing Kara Inskip. 3 points away from winning this match. Cassie Dodd waiting for the whistle to serve.
Cassie Dodd serving.
Back set to Tipping. Kept alive. Taipei will attack. Second try. They switch to Shu. Win Cup. Play continues. Long rally. Third try. Stevens saves it. Tipping. It works.
Caitlin Tipping.
Australia scrambling in the floor defense. Chinese Taipei was trying to convert the point, but again, undergo two. Caitlin Tipping delivering another crucial point.
Good serve. Oh, good intention by Cox, but to no avail.
Violation on Australia. Point.
Mistimed that one. A missed opportunity there for Australia.
Yeah, we see Sarah Burton also as the libero for Australia. That one sails out, and Australia is now at match point.
Australia. Serving for the match is Emma Burton.
Emma Burton serving for the match. Unable to save it.
Good swing there. Coming from Lin Yan Tai from the back row.
Set point saved by Chinese Taipei.
That's 1 point saved by Chinese Taipei. Still down by 6 though. Xu Hengyun has to serve flawlessly. Stevens goes back row to Burton. Not yet. Oh, and it ends via kill block. And Australia gets their first win of the 2024 ABC Challenge Cup in 4 sets.
And Caitlin Tipping coming alive again. The most crucial moments of the match, scoring from attack earlier and finish the match with a kill block. All-around game for her. Take a look
Ladies
at
and
the
gentlemen,
replay, timing that one well.
Australia.
Yeah, that was their
For winning
DNA
this
all
match.
throughout this match. A lot of rejections for the Valerus as they ruled that category, and the celebration as they win against Chinese Taipei. They dropped set number 1 but never looked back after that one for Australia.
But again, for this very young Chinese Taipei team, just a lot to learn in this tournament.
Both teams shaking hands after that match. And we will be back to wrap this one up after this break. revisit the highlights of the match. We talked about how Chinese Taipei got set number 1. Australia came back in that set. They were actually trailing by as many as 6 points before they went on that run. Even got a taste of the lead, and then Chinese Taipei ultimately got the opening set, but sets 2-4 belong to Australia.
And that's because they found the rhythm and they didn't look back. Stevens did a great job in terms of orchestrating the offense. We've mentioned the tipping, Wincup, Burton, and timely plays on the middle. As you see the game statistics here, 42 attack points for Chinese Taipei, but Australia looked to dominate the match as they were able to tally 53 attack points. And take a look at the output on the blocking department, 15 kill blocks for Australia. That's really a big output here in one match. That's something that was really the highlight of the match for Australia, as Chinese Taipei was only able to tally 1 kill block, and both teams was trying to put each other in out of system, trying to serve strong. 5 aces for Australia, 4 for Chinese Taipei. And Chinese Taipei, despite playing clean and set 1 with only 1 error, they ended the match with 30 errors against the 24 of Australia.
Right, Australia ending day number 1 with a block party against Chinese Taipei. As we send this to our very own Denise Valdesancho, who is with Caitlin Tipping. Go ahead, Denise.
Hi, Dip, Ayel. Beside me is our player of the game from the Australia squad, Caitlin Tipping. Caitlin, congratulations on your first win. I saw a lot of people supporting you, your very own Australian people supporting you. So this is your first win. How important is it?
The win is super important for us because we're such a young team. If we can build as much confidence we can from the start, then we'll really succeed in this competition. And we definitely learnt from our mistakes in the first set and applied them really quickly. So this has been a huge win for us.
And also, this is your first win, so for sure you had some learnings. What were these learnings, and how will you apply this moving forward to the tournament?
I think for us, we play a different style of game, so we really got to trust everything that we have been practicing together and apply it to each game and stick to our style.
Also, you have a very tight schedule for the tournament. Just tomorrow you already have a game, and it's against the Philippines. I just want to know, what are your expectations for tomorrow's match?
I think we're expecting a really exciting game. If we can come out how we did today, I think we'll have a really good game. I know the Philippines bring it every time, so we're excited to see the crowd and have that atmosphere and just play good volleyball.
Good volleyball indeed. Everybody, Caitlin Tipping from the Australia squad. Ayel, Dip, back to you guys.
Thank you, Denise. And there you have it. Caitlin Tipping. Good start for Australia, and that definitely they will need this win moving forward, especially as they face the home team tomorrow.
No, and again, this is a short tournament. Every game will matter. We have to mention again, only top 2 teams will move forward to the semifinals. So this win for Australia is definitely big for them, and definitely big in terms of confidence as they will face Philippines tomorrow.
Right, as we take a look at the schedule of matches that will happen tomorrow. But again, we talked about, or Caitlin Tipping mentioned that there are still some learnings for them in this tournament, and they will face Team Philippines, Las Pilipinas, at 7 p.m. still inside the Rizal Memorial Coliseum in Manila. First off, though, we have Indonesia going up against Hong Kong. Chinese Taipei will face India, and then Vietnam will face Singapore, and we mentioned of course Philippines will go up against Australia. And that does it for our coverage here on this day number 1 of the ABC Challenge Cup inside Rizal Memorial Coliseum. On behalf of Denise Valdesancho, my partner Ayel Estraniero, this is Dip Dipiaco saying thank you for watching the ABC Challenge Cup. See you tomorrow for more volleyball action here on One Sports and on Pilipinas Live.